Dr. Angela Cottrell from the Director of Office of Student Involvement. Jeff Traeger couldn't join us today, but we do have Mr. Jody Jeffries, the Director of the Student Union, and then Mr. Peter Maxwell, the Manager of Risk Management. So we wanted to just start off, if anyone had something to say here, or just kind of an open discussion. This is the time to really figure out and to go from the floor, but I will first turn it over to Angela.
All right, well, thank you everybody so much for coming to this today. It really does mean a lot to me personally to have you here because I think it just continues to show the investment that you have in our students and how it is that we can continue to partner to make our organizations better and stronger and to make you more empowered in your role as an advisor. I just was pleasantly shocked to know how many of you have been advising organizations for such a long period of time. And I know some of you raised your hand that you've been advising for over 15 years. So the least I can do for you is to provide you with a UMKC umbrella. So as you walk out of this room, because you have been protecting our organizations for over 15 years, right? Just fantastic work with these groups, and so thank you from the bottom of my heart. Just as a little background, I don't know if I've met all of you in the room here before, but my name is Angie Cottrell, and I've been at UMKC since August of 2009, so I'll be vested August 3rd. Keep going for that date. But prior to that, I have been at Vanderbilt University. I worked at Creighton University. I received my doctorate from Vanderbilt. I got my master's from Iowa State University and my undergrad degrees from the University of Northern Iowa. And so I have been very lucky to work with a number of different areas within student affairs and involvement over the course of my history as a higher education professional. I've worked also as a faculty member in the School of Education here at UMKC. So for me, my role really is to help support and engage our students here on campus, to provide them a vibrant campus community, and to also empower the staff that are within the Office of Student Involvement in their roles and in their areas of expertise. And so one of the things that I think is really important for you all to know is that this year has been a year of frustration for us. I'm sure that it has been a year of frustration for some of your student organizations, for your student leaders, and maybe even you as advisors. And I just want to be very transparent about that. We've had a number of different changes that have been implemented this year, and a lot this year, that were somewhat out of our control due to changes within our UM system. And one change may have led to 3 different changes for our student organizations. And so I feel comfortable right now at this point that we are able to provide you some concrete information that moving forward, these policies are going to be set, that we're going to be able to articulate them clearly for you, and we're going to put it in a way that is easy for you to access. We've talked a lot about the advising guide that's on our website right now. That's actually going to be pulled down and is going to be replaced with this guide that hopefully all of you have received already. We're getting it down and tailoring it down to what's most important for you, those policies, those procedures, so that way you know what's going on. This is an evolving document, so I will say that right now, that there are things in there, even as of this morning, that I realize we need to make sure we put that in there. Maybe about gift cards. I forgot to put that one in there, for example. So it's evolving, but we'll be using this summer to really make sure that we nail down what it is that you need to know. And as you ask us questions, and if it's not in here, that gives us the opportunity to go back and add it in. So the more questions that you have for us, the more that we'll be able to continue to tweak and tailor this document. So I just wanted to thank you again, and I'll let the other 2 gentlemen introduce themselves as well.
I'm Peter Maxwell, and I'm with the Office of Risk Management and Environmental Health and Safety. I'm really glad to see the turnout of advisors and regarding student organizations. I hold student organizations really very highly because to me, some of the most practical knowledge that I gained during my college days came from editing 2 college newspapers. A lot of the skills that I use on a daily basis are things that I learned doing those kinds of extracurricular activities. And so I value those things because you're giving those students that are involved in those things an additional layer of education that they would not leave here with if it weren't for you and those organizations. So I do value what you do.
Well, good afternoon. My name is Jody Jeffries. I'm the Director of Student Unions here at UMKC, which gives me really administrative responsibility both for the Student Union facility itself and for the Atterbury Student Success Center, which I know some of you are engaged in as well. I have been doing this for a little while, so I'm familiar with some of our 15, not quite 35, Dr. Hassan, you got me there, but I've really had the pleasure of working in this arena, which is really the co-curricular support of students for quite a long time. And I guess my initial thought is just really the fact that we're all on the same team here. This is really one gigantic collaboration. Not only the work that you're doing with your students on the development side, individually with their organizations, but the collaboration that takes place between a risk management office, a student union operation, our Office of Student Involvement, and a host of others to really help develop students and assist them through this process. It's really an exciting time. I can remember we were having some discussions several years ago about eclipsing maybe the 100 number in student organizations. So to talk about 300 organizations is really phenomenal growth that we've had over time. Some of the technology that Richard showed you today has changed a little bit in the way that Dr. Cottrell and I maybe used to work events. A lot of phone calls, a lot of in-person. So it's a different medium that students are using, and we're growing right along with you in that. And so any of those questions that we can answer throughout the afternoon today and help bring clarity to that process ultimately leads to the success of our students, and that's the bigger picture and the team that we're competing on together.
Great. I guess we can go ahead and open up for questions. If anyone has any questions retaining to specific policies and anything you really want to know. So, does anyone have any questions?
Hi, my name is Gladys Allen Jones, and I'm educational team coordinator for the med school. And I work with color officers, which is under MSAC. And my question is, maybe you can explain to me the rationale for discontinuing the gift cards. And the reason why I'm asking is because we have several events and activities, and we used to use a lot of the gift cards. It was easier than trying to plan an event or luncheon or breakfast. So I was just curious to see why that was discontinued.
Sure, and I'm happy to respond with that. The discontinuation, I guess, of gift cards has been in place for about 2 years now. And I just want to say that one thing is gift cards still are available, that we do allow the purchase of gift cards at the UMKC bookstore. So if you are looking for an easy gift, then that is one place where you can go and purchase a gift card. So that's something that we do talk to our student leaders about, is that if you really need a gift card, they can go get that. Now what they do with that gift card, if they want to go buy a gift card at Chipotle with it from the bookstore themselves, then they can do that. But one of the things with the gift cards that we saw was that student organizations were abusing them. We saw that they were using them for their student organization leaders and saying, you know, we have $500 left in our accounts and there are 10 of us and we should go ahead and applaud ourselves for the great work that we're doing. We're going to go buy, you know, $10, $50 gift cards and to the plaza and be able to use them however we see fit. We didn't really see that as a valuable use of student activity fee funding. We also saw that some of the places where gift cards were being purchased from include things that we wouldn't necessarily be able to fund with student activity fee money, such as alcohol. That they're doing it to restaurants where they could then in turn go and purchase alcohol. And so we had to stop that process. Now, the UMKC bookstore is one alternative. The other one is that you purchase tangible gifts for the speakers, for those student leaders, whoever it may be. And that is still very much on the table and an option. I know that right now we are in the thick of the purchasing of tangible items for organizations. And that's completely fine because you can attach something tangible with a person. The gift card is so, so broad. and it's been abused so much, even in the short time that I've been here for the past 5 years at UMKC, that we just couldn't see continuation of that.
Okay, thank you.
I'm going to shamelessly plug, Angie didn't know I was going to do this, but I'd be remiss if I didn't say you also have an option if you'd like to do Rubux gift certificates with the One Card office. What that would do based on Angie's conversation is allow you to reward the students and then give them some flexibility with that. They can use that if they wanted to purchase food at the different locations. They could also use it at the bookstore. So if you wanted versatile, it's just another option in that. So that was very shameless, but
Rubux through what?
it's Rubux gift cards are available in the One Card office, which is actually in Office 410. Rubux are really prepaid dollars that you can put into, and a student can put into their account, where they can make purchases at all of the university dining service locations, so the dining hall and the retail that we provide. It can also be used in the university bookstore. It can be used for students to make copies, and our resident students use that to do laundry. So it'd be something if you're wanting to reward, particularly an undergraduate student living in a residence hall, to give them a tool that they could use for multiple purposes, and also helps you to control that purchase. You can't make alcohol purchases with that, and gives you a small measure of control.
And all the One Card office we need is the number for the organization, so it wouldn't even necessitate needing that P card as well as one of those additional services.
Dr. Lindsay.
Do the Rubux to purchase that, does that go through a similar process as the bookstore, where we have to ask permission before we purchase the gift card? Do we need to ask permission with Rubux? Okay. Thank you. Just want to make sure.
Yes.
Selena.
Question. Oh,
Selena, I think had her hand up earlier.
you
Sorry.
said that the types of gift cards are available at the bookstore, they are not just UMKC gift cards?
What we approve with our student activity fee funding is one to the UMKC bookstore, and so they have specific gift cards for the bookstore. Now, students can use those bookstore gift cards to purchase a different gift card that is in the bookstore, should they choose to do that. That is one additional option. Now, we don't try to advertise that very much, but rather than use them on textbooks or.
So it appears that, from what I'm hearing, it appears that an organization could use the money that has been allocated to them to buy a gift for the officers. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering.
And if so, then don't they have to have that budgeted in the annual budget?
That's true story. Can you do it? Yes. Does SAFC allocate money for that? No, they don't do that. Now you can do gifts for speakers or gifts for like a prize or something like that. But they have not in the past allocated for officers to receive gifts.
I would add that that would also be approval, again, with the advisors, that approval process. If that's something that they request of using funds, maybe that's that discussion that you have to make sure that, are you actually using this for this real reason and was it budgeted?
So it looks like it could be something that perhaps will come up almost at the end of the year. There was some money left, and the advisor feels that every house is good use of the leftover money. Because I'm getting that you cannot budget this item, right?
That's correct. The SAFC will not fund that. They have not funded that in the past. And to be honest, to be very clear about our organizational leadership, these are roles that students take on voluntarily. The only individuals that are paid for their positions are our student government executive board members. And so, for me, I don't really enjoy the idea of providing gifts for themselves as a way of reward. I think that their reward should be leading the organization and being able to achieve that leadership and organizational management that will get them that next job, that will get them more engagement for the future.
I agree with you. And for them, the best reward is the line on the resume. Serve as a leader, that will go along with it.
Exactly.